Hello students of Standard 10th. Welcome to DAV Mall Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Meshram. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Today we will start with a new unit of your word and expression 100 dresses part 2. Dear students, you can see the photographs of the presidents of India which are chronologically given below. Can you identify them? You have to write down their names. Why is the President of India known as the first citizen of the country? Now let us read the following passages and answer the questions that follow. Text 1. I must have been about 7 when my father left Porbandar for Rajkot to become a member of Rajasthani court. There I was put into a primary school and I can well recollect those days, including the names and other particulars of the teachers who taught me. As at Porbandar, so here there is hardly anything to note about my studies. I could only have been a medical student. From this school, I went to a suburban school and thence to high school. Having already reached my 12th year, I did not remember having ever told a lie during this short period, either to my teachers or to my schoolmates. However, I used to be very shy and avoided all company. My books and my lessons were my sole companions. To be at school at the stroke of the hour and to run back home as soon as the school closed, that was my daily habit. There is an incident which occurred at the examination during my first year at high school and which is worth recording. Mr. Giles, the educational inspector, had come on a visit of inspection. He had set us 5 words to write as a spelling exercise. One of the word was kettle. I had misspelt it. The teacher tried to prompt me with the point of his boot, but I would not prompt it. It was beyond me to see that he wanted me to copy the spelling from my neighbor's slate, for I had thought that the teacher was there to supervise us against copying. The result was that the all boys except myself were found to have spelled every word wrong correctly. I could ever never learn the art of copying. Yet the incident did not in the least diminish my respect for my teacher. I was by nature blind to the faults of elders. Later, I came to know of many other failings of this teacher, but my regard for him remained the same. Two another incidents belonging to the same period have always clung to my memory. As a rule, I had distaste for any reading beyond my school books. The daily lessons had to be done because I disliked being taken to task by my teacher as much as I disliked deceiving him. Therefore, I would do the lessons, but often without my mind in them. Thus, when even the lessons could not be done properly, there was, of course, no questions of any extra reading. But somehow my eyes fell on a book purchased by my father. It was Shravana Pritra Bhakti Nataka. I read it with intense interest. One of the pictures I was shown was of Shravana carrying by means of slings fitted on his shoulders his blind parents on a pilgrimage. The book and the picture left an indelible impression on my mind. This excerpt is from the story of my experiments with truth, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Dear students, now what you have to do is choose the correct options from the brackets and fill in the blanks. Also, answer following questions in brief. Absolutely non-judgmental couldn't see the bad qualities of his teacher. Try to illustrate it. Dear students, locate words from the passage with similar meanings. Let us read now text 2. Indira Krishnamurthy Noi is an Indian American business executive. She is the chairman and chief executive officer of Pepsico. She is one among the world's most powerful women. She delivered the following speech at the Rashtrapati Bhavan on 14th December 2013. She was named one of the 25th greatest living legends of NDTV and was awarded by then President of India Pranav Mukherjee at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Let us read the speech delivered by Indira Nooyi and answer the questions that follow. Mr. President and NDTV, thank you very much for this incredible honor. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book Outliers, says, "Who you are cannot be separated from where you came from." I left India 35 years ago and went to USA and had tremendous success in the meritocracy. But none of that could have happened if I would have had wonderful upbringing very much here in India. So I have a lot to thank you India for. Now my three lessons I would like to share with you. First, please be a lifelong student. You know, when we were kids, we used to ask questions like why is the sky blue? Why the birds flying so high? But for some reasons, as we get older, that curiosity goes away. And if we are happy with the knowledge we have, then we are actually going to atrophy. So please remain a lifelong student. Don't lose that curiosity. Second, whatever you do, throw yourself into it. Throw your head, heart, and hands into it. I look at my job not as a job, I look at it as a calling, as a passion, and I don't care about the hours, about the hardships, because to me everything is a joy. So, whatever you do, please look upon it as a calling, a passion, not as a job, not as something temporary. The third and the most important one, please help others rise. Greatness comes not from a position but from helping build a future. All of us in position of power have an obligation to pull others up. You know, as I stand here today, I look at my responsibility not as expecting an honor. I look upon it as expecting a challenge and responsibility, an obligation to actually make it possible for people who are younger to come up and achieve levels of greatness so they can be on the stage sometimes in the future. This speech is delivered by Indira Nooyi at Rashtrapati Bhavan on 14 December 2013. Now, dear students, based on this speech, here are some questions for you to solve. Dear students, here we end our today's session. Have a nice day. Thank you.